children, welcome for today's Crack NEET Biology classes. Today we are going to learn frequently asked important MCQs from the chapter Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. So now let us start with the chapter with a motivational thought. Successful people are not gifted, they just work hard, then succeed on purpose. So if you also work hard, you will succeed and you will reach your purpose. Now let us start with the MCQs. So I am going to read the MCQs. So you try to understand and find out the answer. If you don't get the answer, then finally I will tell the answer along with explanation. Then you can follow me and understand. Now the first question, the plant pots which consist of two generations, one within the other. 1. Pollen grains inside the anther. Second, germinated pollen grain with 2 male gametes. 3. Seed inside the fruit. 4. Embryo sac inside the ovule. Option A, 1 only. Option B, 1, 2 and 3. Option C, 3 and 4. Option D, 1 and 4. So here they have given 4 options. The correct option is answer D, 1 and 4. Now next question children. In water hyacinth and water lily, pollination takes place by A. Insects or wind. B. Water currents only. C. Wind and water. D. Insects and water. The correct answer is A. Insects or wind. In many aquatic plants with emergent flowers, that's when the flower is above the water level, pollination takes place by wind or insects. Example, lotus, water lily, water hyacinth and all coming under this category. Now next question. So which is the most common type of embryo sac in angiosperms? A. Tetrasporic with 1 mitotic stage of cell division. 2. Monosporic with 3 sequential mitotic divisions. C. Monosporic with 2 subsequential mitotic divisions. D. Bisporic with 2 sequential mitotic divisions. The correct answer is B. Monosporic with 3 sequential mitotic divisions. Now next one. So what type of pollination takes place in Vallisneria? A. Pollination occurs in submerged condition by water. B. Flowers emerge above water surface and pollination occurs by insects. C. Flowers emerge above water surface and pollen grain is carried by wind. D. Male flowers are carried by water currents of female flowers at the surface of water. Now the correct answer is D. D is the correct answer. In Vallisneria, the female flowers reach the surface of water by the long stalk and the male flowers or the pollen grains are released on the surface of water. They are carried passively by water currents. Some of them eventually reach the female flowers and the stigma. Now next question. So in which one of the following both autogamy and geitonogamy are prevented? A. Wheat. B. Papaya. C. Castor. D. Maize. The correct answer is B. Papaya. Now next question. Pollen grains can be stored for several years in liquid nitrogen having a temperature of A. minus 120 degree, B. 80 degree, C. 196 degree, D. 160 degree. The correct answer is C. 196 degree. So pollen grains can be stored for several years at liquid nitrogen temperature, that is at 190 degree. This is also known as cryopreservation. Now next question. So which of the following has proved helpful in preserving pollen as fossils? A. So pollen kit. B. Cellulosic intine. C. Oil content. D. Sporopollenin. The correct answer is D. Sporopollenin. So exine of pollen grain, no, it is made up of highly resistant fatty substance that you call that as sporopollenin, which is not degraded by any enzyme. It is not affected by high temperature, strong acid or strong alkali. So because of the sporopollenin, no, so as well as well preserved in the form of microfossils. Now let us go to the next question. So winged pollen grains are present in A. mustard, B. cycas, C. mango, D. pinus. The correct answer is D. pinus. So each pollen grain of pinus has two wing-like structures which enable it to float in the air as an adaptation for dispersal by wind. So pollen grains of mustard, cycas and mango are not winged. Now let us go to the next question. So functional megaspore is an angiosperm develops into an A. endosperm, B. embryo sac, C. embryo, D. ovule. The correct answer is B. embryo sac. In angiosperms, the functional megaspore is the first cell of female gametophyte. It enlarges and undergoes 3 nuclear mitotic divisions to form the embryo sac. Now next question. So attractants and rewards are required for A. entomophily, B. hydrophily, C. cleistogamy, D. anemophily. The correct answer is A. entomophily. Entomophily is the most common type of zoophily where the pollination takes place through the agency of winds. Entomophilous flowers are brightly colored and secrete nectar to attract the visiting insects. Anemophily or wind pollination and hydrophily and water pollination do not require any attractant towards due to the involvement of abiotic pollinating agents. Cleistogamy is self-pollination in closed flowers. Now next question. So flowers which have single ovule in the ovary and are packed into inflorescence are generally pollinated by A. bee, B. wind, C. bat, D. water. Now let us see the correct answer. So B is the correct answer. So in the case of single ovule in the ovary and flowers, they are packed into inflorescence. That is the characteristic feature of wind pollinating flowers. Next one, a dioecious flowering plant prevents both autogamy and gatenogamy, gatenogamy and xenogamy, and cleistogamy and xenogamy, and D. autogamy and xenogamy. The correct answer is A. autogamy and gatenogamy. So here dioecious plants, when you observe in these plants, these are the plants in which male flowers and female flowers are born on different plants. So therefore they prevent both autogamy and gatenogamy. That is the correct answer. Now the next question. In majority of angiosperms, A. egg has filiform apparatus, B. there are enormous antipodal cells, C. reduction of division occurs in the megaspore, and D. a small central wall is present in that of embryo sac. Now the correct answer is C. Reduction cell division results in the megaspore mother cells. So now let us go to the other question, children. So here the pollination in water hyacinth and water lily, it is brought by the agency of water, insects or wind, C. birds, D. bats. The correct answer is B. insects or wind. Now the 15th question. The ovule of an angiosperm is technically equal to A. megasporangium, B. megasporophyll, C. megaspore mother cell, D. megaspore. The correct answer is A. megasporangium. The ovule of an angiosperm is equal to integumented megasporangium. Now next question. So which one of the following statements is not true? A. pollen grains of many species cause severe allergies, B. Stored pollen grain in liquid nitrogen can be used in crop breeding programs. C. Tapetum helps in the dehiscence of anther. D. Exine of pollen grain is made up of sporopollenin. The correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. Tapetum is the innermost layer of microsporangium that nourishes the developing pollen grains. Now the next question. Which of the following statements is not correct? Pollen A, pollen germination and pollen tube growth are regulated by chemical components of pollen interacting with those of the pistil. B, some reptiles have been reported as pollinators in some plant species. C, pollen grains of many species can germinate on the stigma of a flower, but only one pollen tube of the same species grows into the stale. D, insects that consume pollen or nectar without bringing about pollination are called pollen or nectar robbers. Now the correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. So pollen pistil interaction is the group of events that occur from time to time of pollen deposition over the stigma to the time of pollen tube entry into the ovule. It is a safety measure to ensure that the crossing does not occur. So the pollen grains of number of plants may settle over stigma. The pollens belonging to the same species would germinate while the other will fail to do so. But the pollen tube of the compatible pollen will grow through the stale and reaches the ovule, whereas the growth of incompatible pollens so it will be arrested at stigmatic disc or sometimes in the beginning part of the stale itself. Now the next question. Proximal end of a filament of stamen attached to the A. placenta, B. thalamus or petal, C. anther, D. connective. The correct answer is B. thalamus or petal. Next question. So filiform apparatus is characteristic feature of A. aileron cell, B. synergids, C. generative cell, D. new cell or embryo. The correct answer is B. synergids. Now the next question. In angiosperms, microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis involve A. meiosis, B. occur in ovule, C. occur in anther, D. form gametes without further divisions. The correct answer is involve meiosis. Okay children, so hope you must have understood whatever we studied today. So you can understand the concepts, it will help you in secure good marks in NEET examination. Okay children, so to get regular updates kindly subscribe the channel, then you will get the regularly posted videos. Thank you children, we will meet in the next class.